Hi everyone, Andragon with you. So today I'd like to discuss a topic of which level to set against the boss and actually to show you the fight with 130th boss. So let's start from the first thing. You see that we have moral points achieved for 4 days and we can check how successful are our guildmates. So I set 115th level for this week and that's our results. So we have many people who succeeded. They get all the attacks, they get all the rewards, but some of them could not do everything. So they had kind of some trouble with fighting minions. And if we scroll down, then we see that some people also performed 9 attacks, but they were not able to collect most of resources because they didn't have enough strong teams. And probably that's kind of a problem. You see that our fighters, not every fighter managed to join us, obviously during this week, but still I think that 115th level is okay for my team. I can reduce it to, for example, 105th, but I can't improve it. So if I set the higher level 125th, then these people will suffer and even more of them. So that's how I choose the level. At 115th, that's the results. Let's check the boss log now. So if we go to damage dealt to the boss, then we see that many champions succeeded here. So if we scroll down, then actually 9 champions managed to get 10 million plus. But then some champions, they just did not match the necessary amount, and you see that we still have some problems with dealing damage to boss level 125th. So people can't compare their forces to the boss and they can't collect enough resources as a result from the damage dealt to the boss. That's another point why I can't improve the boss level for the next week, and I think that I can even reduce it so that these people could do something. Other champions probably didn't try, they wait till the last day when they get the most powerful champions possible and then they will go and fight the boss. So that's the statistics for now. What else I would like to show you is actually the fight. So if you go to the boss log, our strategy was use the weak champions first, and some of the champions managed to succeed here. So let's check the teams who were okay for the boss. I'll show you the stats for these teams, and if the team got more than 10 million damage with one shot, I'll show you the exact fight. So here we have a composition of, I guess, physical damage from Romak, which allowed to deal significant amount of damage. Yasmine is a super damage dealer. When she has armor penetration, she gets even more effective. But even without it, she is able to deal damage with poison. Same about Cornelius. So I showed you the triple combo from my previous videos. You can go Celeste, double reroll, plus Cornelius activation, plus armor penetration activation from Elmer, and you get a huge boost of Cornelius's damage. So that's how Cornelius can do a lot of damage. Okay, so let's scroll down, check other fights. We have also Selene here, who tried to tank with Isaac, and that worked. Remember that the front line is mostly damaged by magic damage from the spheres, and Isaac perfectly absorbs that and gets the damage back with extra armor penetration. But the hero here is Ju. So Ju is a known boss killer. You see that her Ju is not super strong, but with Fenris, with extra penetration, and with Isaac's penetration, with Nebula's buff probably, this Jew managed to deal a huge amount of damage. I even want to check how this little Jew with 20k managed to perform such a huge impact on the boss. So if you check the attacks, you see that a lot of damage is dealt by the pure damage. So this pure damage is affected here. She has healing into pure damage, and that's the buff for the entire guild against the boss. So extra pure damage, also some pure damage from Ju, and as a result, with his ability dealing percentage, Ju managed to collect a nice amount of hits here, and was a super character for Selene. Okay, so that's 115th boss, as you can see. Not super strong, but we made our weaker players to fight and they succeeded. So Selene even got 2 teams which were able to deal a significant amount of damage. The second team involved Keira, so she is a very strong Keira. Also, she probably helped other characters, so we have 2 buffers, armor penetration and some attack buff from Galahad. As a result, 5 million. So next we move on. We see that we have Dragon here. Dragon also dealt more than 5 million, but less than 10. He plays a nice undead team. So here is another example how Keira can deal a lot of damage to all the spheres at once. Also undeads help to tank, help to deal pure damage for each damage with the totem, and also armor penetration from Morrigan. So I would also like to show this fight, even though it's not 10 million, I think it's a valuable fight, just to show how it works, just to show how Keira can deal a huge amount of damage. So actually there are many spheres, and if you check how the fight works, then probably Corvus's totem will help a lot here. If he played Albus, he would get even more damage, but probably he wasn't sure if he can survive this. Keira deals a huge amount of damage to what exactly going on around, and Vary helps the team also. So yes, actually you see that Corvus's totem is now on, and we have extra damage. That's how the fight went, perfectly matched for undead team, nothing dies, and the dragon feels great about fighting here. Skeletons also help, because they provide extra damage, and they kind of absorb something. Yeah, so that's the fight of the dragon, one of his main teams here. Yeah. Okay, so the stats of the team I promised to show you. That's the stats of his team again. Next we have another kind of tries from Dragon. He used other characters. Let's check the stats for them. So nothing special here. Yasmine, even weak Yasmine can deal a lot of damage. Another example where Jew deals millions of damage if he can survive. And then we went to 115th level. So it is defeated. We go to 125th. That's a harder task, so we need champions with higher level of power. We have Highlanders Undead team also. I'll show you the stats for this team. Shinmao, Keira, Corvus, Morrigan, Marsa. So the idea actually is to buff Albus with pure damage, which is great about these heroes. So Shinmao, Keira and Corvus are able to deal pure damage. Albus gets that and gets a bonus from that. Also Shinmao helps a lot to get the penetration, and as a result we have double penetration here, plus Keira with her physical attack, and Corvus as a nice tank. Then we have other examples. Vladimir also managed to succeed here. Let's check his option, how he did it. Again, Yasmine, a super strong Yasmine, managed to deal the most of the damage. He tried to get the synergy of Celeste, Orion and Jorgen here. So 3 mages buffing each other, that kind of makes sense. Other teams before Alex did not match this, and we'll check Alex's team. So I'm not sure why he played Kane here. Maybe he was afraid of nightmares, because here nightmares appear and deal a huge amount of physical damage. So I'm not sure why Kane. It's a kind of defenses. I think that it's a kind of defense plus extra damage from dodges, something like that. But in general, the idea is kind of same. So we can see that his team is nicely built. We have another triple combo for Cornelius here. So double Celeste roll with extra magic attack, plus Shinmao's armor penetration, which helps both Cornelius and Yasmine, plus Galahad's extra damage. As a result, that's a double combination. So physical combination plus Cornelius combination, which allows to deal a nice amount of damage. And I guess that, yeah, this team works. I would even try to place Albus here to amplify the damage of Yasmine, Shinmao. So double pure damage buff, why not? But you see that Nightmares didn't do much and Alex was perfectly okay about it. Okay, so let's move on, check other teams. That's the teams, so that's my team which I used. Mages, I already showed you. So I thought, okay, maybe I will have some trouble with survival because we have Celeste. Actually, that was not a big deal. You see that Orion and Faceless have magic penetration, and with double buff from Celeste, they do even more damage. Cornelius also is buffed by Celeste, but no armor penetration here. Dorian is used for survival. So that's the stats of my team. I use this team for Grand Arena, but I play Rufus here as a tank instead of Cornelius, and that kind of works. Next we have Dmitri's team. So Dmitri managed to collect several teams to fight the boss. You see that this team managed to get 9 million something. Again, we have synergy of Yasmine plus extra damage that Galahad. And he also added Maya, which he plays against Helios teams, and Ginger as a technical character, I guess. So Dmitri got 9 million damage. That's why let's check his too. That's kind of nice result. So that's his buffs. Extra healing improved the damage. And if you play Marsa, I really appreciate this option. So she often overheals your team. As a result, that extra healing goes into pure damage to the boss. A great buff, I think. So that's how we managed to fight the boss with a physical-based team. Not sure if Ginger can help a lot here, but still, that's nice. Next, another Dmitri's team. This time I'll just show the stats. So here we have a magic synergy, that's Celeste plus Helios plus Orion. These three characters deal a lot of damage. Kark is kind of weak, but he helps with the spheres, and Luther gets the role of a tank to survive, plus Albus to deal even more damage. Looks logical. Then we have some other tries. You see that they didn't do much until we have Pierre. So Pierre managed to deal 20 million damage with a single team. Obviously, this is a nice team with synergy around physical damage. So even not Yasmine but Keira was the main damage dealer here. She's got Fenris to get better penetration. And let's see this fight, because that's an impressive result. I would like to show it. So what we have here? We have kind of force synergy. So extra damage from Galahad. That's his buff. Into damage. Then maximal 4 nightmares. And that works. So extra pure damage with Albus, buffs Albus. Nebula buffs everything. Here we have double physical attack buff, some crits from Yasmine. So it's also a nice team, I would say. And the result is quite impressive. But he used almost all his main characters here, so that's the team which had to knock the boss away. And he probably did it. Then we have Osman Aller. I'll show you just that. So again, we have the synergy of Celeste, Orion, and Jorgen, plus Yasmine, who can deal a lot of pure damage to the boss. And then just some more tries of our champions. Lord of Cats also tried. Also, he plays Yasmine, so a lot of damage from Yasmine here. And then goes smaller until we have Highlander and me. So what about Highlander? Highlander plays a magic-based team, so kind of everything synergizes. Dorian provides lifesteal. Aurora benefits from every mage, I would say. So we have magic penetration from Faceless and Orion, helping Helios and Aurora to be even more effective, and even the pet helps them. So Merlin improves the magic damage by decreasing the defenses. The front line. So I'll show you this fight as well. Real quick. You see that he managed to easily survive, so Aurora is a super tank which is effective against both physical and magical damage. So he's not actually afraid of the opponent. He has defenses from physical damage, that's healers here, nice lifesteal. So it's a strong team and he can use it in arena. So yes, he didn't do jokes, that's his main attacking team. Kind of successful. And the last team I would like to show you, that's my own team. So my own team consists of physical based team with Isaac, which improves the penetration, absorbs a lot of magic damage, and recharges faster from that magic damage. So I managed to collect 18 million. You see that Celeste is not here. I used her at another team. And as a result, this team is still very effective because we have Albus, which is buffed by 2 pure damage dealers. We have very fast charging Isaac. My buffs, as I showed, are extra energies and lifesteal, I would say. It's not lifesteal, it's extra damage from overhealing. And the fifth, I guess, was lifesteal, but you can't see here. So actually, extra penetration results into more effective Yasmine. Also double penetration here. And that's how we did with the boss. So my characters happily jump. I not only managed to finish the 125th, but I went straight into 130s and dealt over 10 million damage to 130th boss. So I think this approach kind of works. So that's my buffs. Extra healing into pure damage, then lifesteal against extra damage against nightmares we have for each nightmare. Then we have extra energy again. Then we have 10% more stats. And destroying a sphere grants extra energy. I'm talking about lifesteal because that's also an alternative. So if you would like to share, just pick it. But that's my bonuses. Okay, so thanks for watching and see you in my next videos. Hope my experience helps you to play better and get more results. See you.